This is a code walkthrough for the example files MethodStaticExamples.java and MethodStaticExamplesClient.java. So let's open these up in JGrasp and have a look. These files are fundamentally the same as the ones we saw in an earlier code walkthrough for method examples, so I won't belabor them too much. This is just a collection of a couple of simple methods, one that adds 3 numbers, one that calculates the percentage, one that prints a message, and one that performs all the above 3 steps inside of one method. The key difference here is that now we've made these static methods by adding this static keyword to each of the method interfaces. And in doing that, we've now changed the way in which we need to call these methods from a client. Remember that static means in the absence of any intervening object. Static methods belong to the class and aren't called in the context of any individual object. So back in the client here, notice that there's no creation of some object here, and that when we call these methods, now we're calling them using dot notation, but we're calling them upon the name of the class itself. So now we have class.method, 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 class.method. No objects involved. The result is going to be the same, but the way we call it from the client is going to be a little bit different. So let's put a breakpoint on here, and we'll save this, compile it, and we will free run it once. Let's run it again with a debugger, and we can step through this. Here we've got a static call to the same method. It's still going to add up 3 numbers and return a result, but now it's being done statically rather than via an object. Same thing for printing a message. We give it some message text that we want printed. It's going to print that inside a sort of a bounding box of sorts. Same thing for calculating a percentage. It's going to make the same calculation, return a result, but it's being done in the context of a static method, not an object method. And again, the same thing for printing another message. Blank line, and then performing all the steps together. I'll just go ahead and finish executing this, and we'll get back to our client and finish running this. So really, the difference between calling things statically and in the normal object-based way is that for static methods, it's always class.method as opposed to object.method. The other difference is on the methods themselves. They add this static keyword to designate that they're static methods. Now, why would we want to do this in the first place? Well, sometimes it can be useful to have collections of simple, useful utility methods like this that maybe don't warrant creating some sort of intervening object. We just want to have them and be able to call them statically using the name of a class rather than having to bother with the overhead of an object. But object methods are the more typical OO way to go, but you will see static methods as well. And we'll be writing some of these later in the course.